Greetings everyone, this is Elizabeth, and today I'm excited to share with you some stuff. I have this here foil quill, okay? It's a metal 12 by 12 sheet. It's designed to hold your project and the foil, and you magnetize it down. These nice long strips come with it. Ooh. And you position the long strips so that they don't hit the rollers on your Cricut, okay? And you get your project taped down, and then you send it through the Cricut machine, and it foils on there. And this protective metal thing keeps everything nice and tidy and everything. And I also used it for projects. If I need to do some watercoloring and I want it held down, I will grab this and work with it. And as you can see, the magnets are a pain in the booty. They're super thin, mainly because you're running this through the Cricut, and they can't be tall or they won't fit under the bypass. But if you're doing a project that's not going to the Cricut, maybe you've got some watercolor and you don't want to deal with your magnets, you want to get some fatty magnets. And that's what I did, is I stopped at Hobby Lobby and I got some of the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Stay-tion magnets. And they are thick. I mean, look at that. So thick. Okay. Fabulous design. And if you notice, I wonder if I can even do this. I can use two and pick this up. Ooh, I can even use one and pick up the whole mat with it. But it is super nice. You can just plug your little magnets. It's a set of 4, okay? And then look at that. Okay, so what does that mean for your ink blending and stuff? Well, I've got the watercolor out, but let's grab a regular sheet, okay, and we're going to magnetize it down there. Get one of my favorite colors, green, and we're going to grab our brush, make sure it's clean, and then we're just going to ink that up there. Now, because this is a slick surface, you know, you can pull that inky stuff right into your project, okay? Now, you see this? I'm not having to hold this. I can reposition my magnets. Go in with a lighter hand. Okay. And again, pull that ink right off of there. I want to darken up this side. I want to really get that saturated, and see, I can just go right back in, easy peasy. Okay, let that dry a little bit. Come in with another green. Now this is my favorite Simon Hurley green, Overzealous. Okay, I'm going to move that magnet right onto the ink. They have a nice rubbery foam little footing. Maybe I don't need that one. Since I'm going to a lighter green, I'm just going to wipe that off. Doesn't have to be perfect. Little crummies. And then we're going to pull in that lovely lighter green. And see how I just scooched that magnet right out of the way. It's not so stuck you can't deal with it while you're working. But again, I'm not having to touch this panel. It is just there. And I can go super light, go super dark. Maybe blend them right there. Ooh, see that? I'm just scooching it out the way. Now it did shift a little. Okay, so grab my magnet, set it there. Blend and blend. Got a little spot there. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and if you've watched a lot of my videos, you know that if there's a lot of ink left over, I don't like to really waste it. So I'll grab my water bottle, give it a little squirt, and see how it picks up right off of here. Oh, look at that. And it's leaving the harsher line, but that's all right because it's a learning thing. So you just run your finger through it like so, and look at that. So this one I've got to do one extra step because on my mat, my glass mat, when I spray it, it does disperse the ink a little bit better, but easy cleanup, water and a piece of paper and a rag. Okay. Now, was recently at Hobby Lobby again with the husband who said, hey, that's the thing that you want. I says, yes, those are the magnets and stuff. They are, again, the Wendy Vecchi for the Stay-tion. Okay. Now, as you can see, you don't need the Stay-tion to use these. This is a nice, good, long magnet. It's too tall to go through the Cricut, but again, if you're doing art projects, ooh, a little tight there. Okay, you can magnetize this down exactly the way you want it. Okay, and you're good to go. I mean, that's pretty sturdy. Okay, let's grab some water. Okay, and let's put a little bit of ink right there. And we're gonna grab ourselves a nice little water brush. So you can definitely use it for watercoloring. This one's a super fine tip paintbrush. Pick it up out of the way, reposition it, all that fun stuff. Again, this is a foam, so you could put that there, get that moving, and just move them out of the way as you need. And the nice thing is, if you're only working on one or two projects, you work on them like that, move that out of the way to dry, and you're good and golden. Okay, we're gonna pick up that ink with our lovely, and see, it beads up, so that's really good. And get some colors on there, soak that in there. Nice moldy green, not molded, ugh, not the mold, the yucky mold, but like molded colored texture going on. And you can see that overzealous has got a little bit of yellow in it. It just pulled that right out. Okay, so you can definitely use your watercolors and stuff on it. And I do apologize about the glare, but you know, that's the magnetic muddly part of it. But, and I know that's an issue, and that's why I don't use it in my lives a lot. But I really wanted to show you that if you have this and you are thinking about these, you can definitely mix and match your stuff. And this one is the perfect stamp positioner. Okay, what that is you can position, let's grab another sheet of paper here. Okay, you get this where you want it. You can use the lines like so. Oops. Grab a little stamp here. Now her Stampin' Block is teeny weeny. Okay, it's teeny weeny. I have the Simon Hurley one, and you see how thick that is. We're going to use that in just a second. But say I need this perfectly in the corner. Okay, that's where I want it. And I'm going to make a lot of cards. So I'm going to line them up. I'm going to make sure that, you know, my card panel's on the 5, and the 23 every single time. And I'm going to put that dot right in the corner, and this dot, come on down just a little, And I'm gonna make these dots cut my paper, or the paper go right through those dots. So I can line up all my paper all the time and stamp it. These are some bluebells from Fairy Hugs. Now I just got my finger in it because this is so skinny. I mean, it's really teeny weeny. But you put your block right up into the ledge and then you can stamp. So every single time, every piece of paper, if you line it up exactly the same, you'll get this in the exact same spot. Now, we're gonna give this a little wipe. Say you have the same problem as me. You don't like that. You don't like those thin ones. But you have Simon Hurley's block, okay? So we're gonna readjust that. We're gonna put our little stamp on. And this time we're wanting the stamp here, okay? So we have our paper at the 5 and the 23, okay? Now I'm gonna slide this right into this, okay? And because I don't have any magnets holding that down, I'm just gonna do that. So that when I pick that up, I can stamp this guy, okay? And down she goes, okay? Give a little pressure, and mind you, this is as thick as this, maybe a little bit taller, because I can feel it. See, it stops right there. But again, so now I'm using the Make Art corner piece, but my Simon Hurley. So you don't have to use this, but you don't also, you don't want to just disregard this, because you can ink this up. You can add some water, and then you grab your stiff paintbrush or toothbrush, whatever tool you like to make splashies with, and you can flick. Green probably wasn't the best color because it's not so bright. You can ink it up and flick some color right off of this, and it doesn't matter that it's a little bit harder to hang on to because you're not really stamping with it. So this can be a paint palette now. It doesn't have to remain a stamping positioning tool. Let's cover our ink back up. Now say you don't have this, okay? And you're like, well, those tools are really great, but what if I don't have those? Well, if you save some money and you head on to one of your favorite shopping spots, pretty much anybody has them. And I did. I picked mine up at Hobby Lobby. It's $21.99. It's very comparable to scrapbook.com, Scrapbook Pal. I mean, a lot of places, like I said, do carry it. You can type in Make Art Stay-tion in your Google search. Even Etsy sellers and eBay have them for sale, way cheaper, but cheaper is not always better. And Etsy and, well, not Etsy, but eBay kind of scares me. So I did pick up this one because my hubby's like, why don't you just get that too? And I'm like, well, I have a board, but what if not everybody has that board and they kind of want to know? And with the color of it, the first thing I thought was, I wonder if it would glare as much as my metal one. Pardon me, I want to put these away. So right off the bat, I can tell. See, this has got terrible, huge glare, and then this one's not so bad. This is the back side, and it comes with 4 magnets, and it comes with this little guy. Now, this little guy is super thin. I can even use this on my metal mat for my Cricut. I think this is even thinner than the ones my Cricut came with, or the Yeah, it's just a hair thinner. So I can even use this on my foil quill station and hold my foils in place. That'll be fabulous. Okay. Ooh, come here. So let's flip it over to the proper side. And I'm thinking that's a better, not so glare. But I feel like there's a little bit of a blur going on with my camera. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit better. It feels like it's a little blurry there, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's because it's trying to focus on too many things. But, okay, so right off the bat, it is not as shiny as that. So this means I can use this to do some recording and working right on this fabulous little station. And it is got like a plastic coating, and it's thicker than the foil quill. It's just a piece of metal, and it's got the nice rounded edges, so it's not going to cut you, which I do worry about a little bit with my foil quill. Foil quill is not as nice as the edges on this one. This one is definitely a little bit thicker, and it is easier to pick up off the glass mat. So that's a bonus. Okay. So there's that. So let's grab another sheet of a little paper here. Okay. We're going to magnetize you down. And the pull, you know, the magnet pull is way stronger on this, I feel. Okay. Going to grab some overzealous. Oh, okay. Well, I had more magnets on the other one, so let's put another one on there. Well, that's not cool. Seems to move a little bit more on this one. Let's try it again. Okay, am I just making things up here? Hold on a second. We're going to do the same thing again on the other mat. Okay, we're going to magnetize those down. We're going to grab some ink. Nope, it moves too. I don't know what I was doing the first time that it wasn't moving so much. Okay, but you can put your finger on a magnet and you're still keeping your finger out of the mucky muck. So let's put on 4 magnets. Yeah, see, this with 4 magnets doesn't move hardly at all. Very interesting. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. I think it stays a little bit better with 4 magnets on that one, but you know, it still stays way better than most projects. And again, you have your magnets, you can put your little hand on them, and it's not going to go anywhere this time. And I'm not even putting pressure, I've just got my hand on it. Just the weight of my hand is holding it there. So, that's cool. Okay. And then again, with our stamp positioner, okay, we get our little paper in there. We decide we don't actually put that piece in first, but you know, I just did. So we're going to ink up our flower, and I did that backwards, guys. I did it backwards, so I'm just going to clean that. Okay, so what you're going to do, this is how the corner pieces work. Unlike the Misty, okay, where you just close the door. So you decide where you want this stamp, and maybe you want it right there, okay? So what you're going to do is butt that right up to it. So I'm holding this in place. I'm butting that up where I want it. I'm going to use some of these little magnets just to hold my stuff in place. Okay. Now you can see I've got a little halo there, and it's not going to bother anything because I'm going to stamp exactly over the top of it. Because I have my little positioner, I'm going to butt this up in there, okay, and then drop it down. Squish that on there. And if you can see, it did not, you can't see that little gray anymore. It covered that right up. Okay. And again, you can use your little grid lines. This one doesn't have number grid lines, so you would just, you know, maybe you put a little piece of tape that says this line and this line, because it is a thicker line. Okay, so your paper's there every single time. And then you're like, okay, I need this one here this time. So we're going to put a little Meggie right there and a little Meggie right there. Ooh. Okay. We're going to have that right there. We stamp that down. Okay. So that's going to go like that. Now, you pull your magnets. I'm going to hold that one in place like so. Okay. Well, I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe if I put a little sticky note, grab some sticky notes, because once I move this thing, I'm not going to know where that goes. So I'm going to put a little sticky note there and a sticky note here. Okay. Then I know, ugh, that's going to go there. And this, okay, it's going to go right there, like so. Tack it down on one side. Okay. That piece of sticky note is bad, but you get the gist of it. And then we're going to put our little magnet right back on the side where we had it. And now if I stamp this one, it's going to go, oops. Okay. Just like so, which means, see that? They are in the same spot. Isn't that fabulous? So you can do exact stamping for multiple cards. You just got to be a little sneaky about how you get it done. So if you want this to line up every single time, you just do that and you're able to put your paper in the exact same spot. So I do like that. If you don't have a stamp positioning thing and you like to hand stamp, this would also be great for lining things up. Hold on one second. Let me clean that. Grab our little watercolor from before, and it's got some nice beading going on, so we're gonna dive into that and smoosh it. Do some ink smooshing. Look at all that. I just darkened it up. If I'd have used a different color, we'd just see it splotchy on there, but that's okay. I do like that color. Okay. So let me trim this one down just as an example. All of my samples today, aside from the watercolor, are on a, no, let's trim this one down. We're going to trim this one down. It's 4 1/4. So I'm going to take off 1/4. And it's by 5 1/2. So I'm going to take off a little bit off the top. Actually, probably a little bit off of both ends. So we do 5 1/4 by 4, 5 1/4 by 4. And what that's going to do is give us a nice little border. That green on green. Woohoo! Okay. So what I was just thinking, right, we have that corner thing, and let me ink up the bottom of this. Okay. Now we're going to move this guy out of the way, and we're going to pick up that was interesting. I like trying different things. And that was picking the ink up in a dry state. I'm not particularly fond of that, but my paper was a little damp and I tried something new. No big deal. I have the whole backside to play with. Okay, so we want to put that on there in the center, right? And we can always position it pretty easy when it's flat, but when we go and we put, so we go to put foam tape on, and we have a little bit of trouble getting it into position because it's thicker, you know. Well, if I'm thinking just right, this will help us position that just like we did with the stamping block. Our panel is going to be our stamping block area, and then our magnets are going to be our positioners. 4 little strips there. Get these peeled up. Or not. Okay. Oops, don't peel that yet. Okay, we're going to magnetize the bottom. Ah, good little magnets. Okay, we're gonna line this up right there. Okay. Now, we're going to take our little guide here, and if you notice, it's got these little notches. They look like they're a 1/4 inch or an 1/8 inch, whatever I need. They look about right. Let's just put it that way. So what I'm going to do is I've got this so that I can see the top, bottoms, and the sides. Come down just a hair. Okay, back it up. So I can see that the tips of those lines are touching the edge of the paper. Okay. Do we want to focus just a little? Can we zoom, and will that help? Okay, see how those lines, they're all lined up on both sides. Those little tip is touching the edge of the paper. That's what we're going for. And now I'm going to peel this. Okay, so now I'll bend my corner. I'm going to go right to that corner, just like so. Put that down, move my magnets. Oh, it did. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Dang near perfect. More perfect than eyeballing for me. It's a little off right here, but that's okay. Usually I'm off on the bottom or the top a lot. But look at that. So if we're having troubles lining up our layers, we can definitely use our little magnet and mark it off, which we could do. Instead of eyeballing it, you could go about halfway and mark the dot and line your dot up with the bottom of this so you know exactly where to go, especially if you want to go like a 1/4 inch in on all 4 sides. You can just put a dot at a 1/4 inch, because you know we have our nice handy dandy magnet too. So come down here. Doesn't have to be a strong dot, just something we can erase. Okay, come down here, do a 1/4 inch. So we know there's a 1/4 inch on both sides. And then there's that line right there. And then we just pull down right there. There's my dot. There's my dot. There we go. And then you would set your paper right in there. And if you do a dry run and realize, oh, it's a little crooked, straighten it out. Just like so. And I can see that it's a little bit wide over there. And it is. As soon as I straightened it out, it moved that a little bit. Let's try that. So you can do your dry run, get it exactly the way you want it. And then do your foam and stick. And then you'll have perfect perfect margins. So that's going to come in pretty dang handy quite a bit. All right. So far I'm liking this. These magnets will hold this. Say like you forgot to stamp your sentiment, okay? And you're like, oh man. So these will hold through the foam layer, okay? So that's good. But I was noticing when I was measuring, this won't hold it. This is not enough magnet to hold it through the thick layers. But it is gonna hold your thin layers nice and easy. So far I'm liking this. Okay, again, not too particular fond of their stamping block, but I have my Simon Hurley's, so I'm not sad, and I can use this as a inking plate. Don't disregard it. It could come in useful. And then this nice magnet. Again, this one's not gonna magnetize through puffy, but these ones definitely do. And that's all right, because this is gonna hold your paper down nice. Oh, I have it upside down. It's not holding anything. So let me try that again. Will that hold a little bit? Oh yeah, that holds a little bit better than this one. So that's good to know. So if you want to ink blend some stripes, okay, that's going to hold really nice. If you forgot or whatnot and you've got a layer, but this one, same thing. Okay. Good product. Nice and strong magnets. I do love that. Let's see if we can. Yeah, see, they're super strong magnets. They'll pick up the mat. I mean, look at that. These guys. Oops. Okay, super nice, super nice. I definitely would recommend the accessories if you have a metal or steel plate at home. Maybe your hubby has something in the garage, or you pick something up at the hardware store for a little bit less than this, but be sure that it's under, let's see, these are $6 a piece, or $6 a 4-pack. So So if you get the metal, see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So $15 or less for your sheet of metal. Otherwise, and if you're not worried about this, otherwise you want to get this, which comes with these, because this ruler here was $10. Okay. So if you buy this and this, that's 16. And then your sheet, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, needs to be less than $5. And then the value of it will be the same or less than buying the kit. Because there's always other options, like I said. The metal one, okay, if you're not doing videos and stuff, this here, I got mine on clearance at Joann's for like $5. So you can look around for these if you want. And that would make this way cheaper than what I paid. But, you know, for something that's going to help you out in the long run, it's an investment. One, it's metal. Unless you run it over or step on it and bend it bad, this is going to last you a long time. And the magnets, I mean, thick. Even this, I mean, it's a good plastic. It's just super thin. I wished it was more of a thick, but again, I have one, so it's not going to make or break it. Good. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. If you're interested in seeing how it works, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for notifications and see if it shows up in my videos, which there's a video coming where I'm going to be using this. So stay tuned and we will see you next time on my channel. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.